Mayank Yadav is the toast of the nation right now. The speed with which he bowled and the heart with which he bowled against the Punjab Kings, everyone is so excited to see a fast bowler emerge, and everyone wants to know about Mayank Yadav, the 21-year-old who comes from Delhi. Who better than his father, in fact, to tell about his journey, talk about the fact that there is a Shikhar Dhawan who had a role to play, Rishabh Pant who tried his very best, in fact, to get him to the Delhi Capitals. We'll tell you about all those stories as his father has now opened up, in fact, about a time where he, in fact, didn't even have enough money to pay for his camp at the Sonnet Cricket Club, which is one of the more popular clubs that you have in the national capital as far as cricket training is concerned. All of that has now been unearthed, and in his father's words, we're going to tell you, in fact, his father plays a very instrumental role. So many stories to tell about the young 21-year-old. Let's just quickly get started as to how, in fact, his father had first planted this thought of him becoming a fast bowler and why he wanted him to be bowling at the pace that he's bowling right now. We'll tell you about all those amazing stories that have now come out and been told by his father. His father, by the way, has a lot of respect and he holds a certain Tarak Sinha in high regard for everything that Tarak Sinha at the academy did for the 21-year-old. Unfortunately, though, he's not around to be seeing the kind of success that he'd once promised he will definitely be getting to. Unfortunate that Tarak Sinha isn't around, but not just him. The present head coach of the Sonnet Cricket Academy, which is Devinder Sharma, also had a big role to play, and his father is in many ways indebted to the contribution of the two of them, and he's also gone ahead and say that Mayank couldn't have made to this particular mark had it not been for the support of these two fine gentlemen. What he also has told about his financial struggles in terms of getting him to train at one of Delhi's finest cricketing academies, as we told you, the Sonnet Cricket Academy. There was a time, in fact, that he didn't have enough money. 65,000 rupees is what he had to give to the academy so that Mayank could train over there. But that's when Tarak Sinha comes in, and Tarak Sinha, there was this time that he found only 20,000 rupees in his wallet. The moment that he reached out to the wallet, Tarak Sinha was standing right beside him. We're talking about Mayank's father over here. In fact, the moment that he picked his wallet out, that very moment Tarak Sinha picks up the wallet and he throws it away, saying that इस साल की फीस मेरी तरफ से. So which is why that reputation that Tarak Sinha comes in with, and the adulation that both Mayank and his father have for him, probably comes from the fact that Tarak Sinha knew the kind of potential that Mayank Yadav had, and that's why he continued to back him, so much so that he even was willing, and he did in fact in one of the seasons go ahead and pay for his fees as well at the Sonnet Cricket Academy. Let's tell you a bit more, and since we earlier did mention about him wanting his son to become a fast bowler, he really liked somebody like Curtly Ambrose, and he would tell him stories about Curtly really bouncing the opponent batters out many a times, and that's why, in fact, in local circles, the kind of reputation that Mayank comes in with, he's often in the cricketing circles being called as the bowler jo sar pe marta hai, which loosely translates to somebody who bowls near your head. So that's the kind of reputation that he comes in with in the local circles. He also says that he told his son, beta, aapka kaam hai cricket khelna, and the other challenges as far as just getting the cricketing equipment and other things around the sport is concerned, that is for his father to endure and face all those challenges. He wanted his son to dedicate himself to the sport and everything around it, be it the financial challenges, be it anything and everything else. That is something that his father was willing to face for him. He also says, talking about what lies ahead for Mayank Yadav, he wants his son, obviously, like any father would, to play for the Indian cricket team, and he wants him to play for the Indian cricket team for as long as 15 years. That's the kind of dream that he has for his son, who definitely is getting a lot of love and support right now. But what awaits for Mayank Yadav, the tear-away fast bowler who clocked 155.8 kmph in that match against Punjab, does hold for as far as the Indian cricket team is concerned. We'll have to wait and see. But very quickly, before we rack things up, we did mention about there being a time that Rishabh Pant wanted to draw him to the Delhi Capitals. In fact, it turns out that the Delhi Capitals did in fact reach out to the franchise, but Lucknow were like, no, we're not going to give him, because they too found potential in him, and it's a transfer which eventually could not happen. Interestingly, not just Rishabh Pant, Shikhar Dhawan also had a role to play, because Shikhar Dhawan was the one under whom he got his list A debut as well, Mayank Yadav. So these two Indian cricketers sort of playing a role as well. In fact, Rishabh backed him to the extent that even though he had not played in the under 16s and under 19s, Rishabh was very, very supportive, and every time he'd be at the academy or just be passing by, he would ask about how well he was doing, and would always be checking up on Mayank Yadav. That's the kind of potential that the 21-year-old has, and like we said, it's been a very, very promising start. Let's see how big he can make as far as Indian cricket is concerned.